Happening now, in less than 24 hours, gas prices top $4 a gallon in Jamestown as the cost to fill up nears record-breaking levels across New York. And the latest in the arrest of a Jamestown man accused of threatening a sheriff's deputy with a weapon. Plus, we are highlighting a new charitable effort underway in Chautauqua County that aims to use fitness to do some good.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thank you for joining us for WNY News Now as we close out another week. I'm Justin Gould. Our latest local headlines are coming up, but first let's get a check of our weather forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter standing by with that and sharing some more good news today, Dakota, as we got an abundance of sunshine and I hear a warm-up coming, but there's a catch.
Yes, so today we've got a good supply of sunshine out there. It is still chilly compared to where we should be. The average high is 39, and we're going to be a little bit less than that through the day today. But the satellite and radar composite, it doesn't really show you much, but we're going to see at least a few high clouds move in through the afternoon. So here's the breakdown. Gobs of sunshine, not quite as chilly, 27 to 34 though, with a west to southwest wind. Now here's the weather headlines. This is what's coming up through the weekend. So soak up the sun today, whiplash through the weekend. We're going to be near 50 tomorrow, almost near 60 on Sunday. But Sunday, this warm up does come with with rain and the potential for strong gusty winds. We'll talk about all of this along with that Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-day forecast later on in the show, Justin.
All right, Dakota, that forecast we need to know about coming up in just a bit. Thank you. In less than 24 hours' time, the average price for a gallon of gas in Chautauqua County rose 21 cents, topping the $4 mark. Now, as we reported yesterday that the average price for gas, according to AAA, was $3.85 a gallon in Chautauqua County. Less than 24 hours later, the group reports that this morning's average was at $4.06. Some local stations, like the Quick Fill on Washington Street in Jamestown, are seeing regular unleaded for even more, $4.19 a gallon. According to our crew, who stopped to fill up, the prices are approaching record-breaking numbers across New York State. AAA notes that the highest recorded average price in the Empire State was $4.30 a gallon. That's set back in July 2008. Now, currently, the statewide average is $4.05. That's 25 cents away from breaking that record. Officials say since Monday, the national average for a gallon of regular gasoline has increased dramatically too, now sitting at $3.83 a gallon. A 39-year-old Jamestown man is behind bars after allegedly threatening a sheriff's deputy with a knife. Jamestown police arrested Kenneth Mosley following the alleged crime on Wednesday. It's alleged that Mosley, while obstructing traffic along East 4th Street, pulled a knife on a Chautauqua County Sheriff's deputy. He's charged with menacing a police officer and third-degree criminal possession of a weapon. And owners of a dog found locked inside of a frigid camper in Lakewood are now facing animal cruelty charges. The Lakewood Bust-Eye Police Department tells us officers on patrol heard a dog barking from inside of a Winnebago-style camper parked along a residence on Teddy Avenue in Lakewood around 10 o'clock Thursday. Following an investigation, police located the dog's owner, identified as Jamie Norrie and Angela Snow, walking back from Jamestown at about 12:30 in the morning. They cited the 8-degree temperature and the fact that the camper's windows were frozen over when confronting the two about the dog's condition. Their excuse, police report, was that the dog was not locked up for long and they planned to return. Norrie was issued an appearance ticket for confinement of a companion animal inside of a motor vehicle during extreme cold temperatures. Additional charges might be pending in the case, they say. Police also report that the town of Bust-Eye Animal Control and code enforcement officers were notified of the incident. Over a dozen attractions in Jamestown are opening their doors and offering free admissions to locals tomorrow as part of Doors Open Jamestown. The annual event, which went virtual during the pandemic, is hosted by the Chamber of Commerce to give those across Chautauqua County a chance to visit local museums and attractions.
I actually have a little girl, so we're excited to go out to Audubon and check them out. She loves nature, so I know that looks really exciting, as well as RTPI. The Prenegas Library also is opening up their makerspace, which also looks like a great time.
As Jamestown Community Coordinator Carrie Swanson tells us, this year over a dozen venues are taking part, from historical institutions like the Fenton History Center to cultural hotspots like the National Comedy Center.
A lot of the attractors were excited to get to open their doors. There are a few that are requiring reservations. The National Comedy Center, which is currently full, the Lucy Desi Museum, which as of last I knew, they are not full, and the Marvin House were requiring reservations.
In addition to free admission, participants also have the chance to win prizes via a scavenger hunt.
Folks will be able to text a code word at each of the locations to gain entries into winning 4 prize packages. As of right now, we have some 30-minute plane ride from the Lucille Wright Air Museum. We also have a family membership from RTPI. There is lots of great prizes that are up for grabs.
With all of the economic hardships over the last years, the Chamber of Commerce says it's more important than ever to shop local, an aspect this event intends to highlight.
We all know that they've had a tough couple of years, so any way that we can provide that extra support to them is something that is huge.
Now, maps of where to go next throughout the day and a full list of those taking part are posted on the Doors Open Jamestown Facebook event page. Well, efforts by Democrats to redraw New York's congressional and legislative districts cleared an initial hurdle yesterday when a judge says there isn't enough time before the June primary elections to redraw, even if they are unconstitutional. Republicans had argued in a lawsuit that the maps drawn up this winter by the Democratic-controlled legislature were unconstitutionally gerrymandered to benefit Democrats and marginalized GOP voters. The judge said that the lawsuit could continue. However, he suggested he could call for new elections next year if he ultimately decides the maps were inappropriately gerrymandered. He goes on to say that both sides will bring in expert witnesses on March 14th to argue and figure out where the truth lies. He's set to issue a ruling by April 4th, but his decision won't likely be the final word. Either Democrats or Republicans are expected to appeal. Now, Republicans want courts to toss the maps and delay this year's election. Legislative and congressional boundaries are being redrawn as part of the once-per-decade redistricting process, which kicked off with the 2020 census, finding New York lost population and, in turn, a seat in Congress. As WNY News Now continues, the latest item that's being impacted by inflation, fish fries, plus the warning from state Republicans about natural gas and its vulnerabilities. Stay with us as WNY News Now will be right back.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Brought to you by the Chautauqua Safety Village and the Jamestown Fire Department.
Welcome to Honest John's Pizzeria, where you are the most important customer.
Everything from freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has it all.
And don't forget the ice cream!
Order online today or check out our 2 great locations with buffets ready for every appetite.
Don't I have the best job in the world?
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Those fully vaccinated and who have received their booster dose of the COVID-19 shot no longer have to wear masks at Chautauqua County's largest university. SUNY Fredonia dropped their mask mandate today. However, the school's president is strongly recommending masks indoors for those not vaccinated or boosted. Masking rules continue within the Student Health Center and at their COVID testing site on campus. Earlier in the week, the statewide mask mandate for students across New York ended. From SUNY JCC to local districts like Jamestown Public Schools, rules were relaxed. New York's governor made that decision based on several key data trends, including a decline in COVID cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. And New York State Senate Republicans are calling on residents to submit official public comment on the Climate Action Council's draft, which is a scoping plan and radical efforts, they say, to eliminate reliable, affordable sources of energy. Officials tell us that natural gas hookups and services, as well as those from propane and heating oil, are vital for New Yorkers, especially in rural communities during harsh winters. Cutting off these dependable sources of energy would be costly to residents and businesses and ineffective on the global scale. Senate Republican Majority Leader Robert Ortt spoke during a press conference this week where he outlined that natural gas is an issue that has an impact on the world as a whole.
Energy policy isn't just a local issue. It's not just a state issue. It's not just a national issue. It is a national security issue. Policies that we put forward here in New York State, across the country, have real-life impacts on men and women, from their jobs to their heating prices to their gas prices, but it also impacts the national security of the United States of America. And we're seeing that today in a way that we haven't seen in a long time.
Senate Republicans are proposing several measures to cut energy costs and tame the energy affordable crisis. We have an outline at WNYNewsNow.com. For a lot of Catholics, the Lenten season means fish on Fridays, but supply chain issues and inflation are making it a little more difficult. Erie News Now's Elena Jonathan explains.
500 fish fry meals go out of Holy Cross's doors during a regular Lenten season, according to the events coordinator, Gary Quinlan.
Spreading the word, and we're hoping that we get to turn up.
For the second year in a row, Holy Cross is only doing takeout for their fish fries. But for the first time in 8 years, Quinlan has been coordinating these Friday dinners. They've had to raise their prices.
We had many discussions about it, and we felt that people are facing higher costs and everything. You go to the grocery stores, you go to get gas, anything, prices are rising.
Quinlan says as a church, they wanted to try to keep prices consistent to what the community has been used to. That's why they decided on raising the prices of the kids' meal instead of raising the prices across the board.
We did go up on the children's meal $1. However, the quality and the quantity of our meals are not going to change.
Supply chain and inflation issues have caused churches, fire halls, and restaurants in our area to have to make the choice. Get rid of the Friday fish fry or raise the prices. All Saints Parish in Waterford has canceled their Friday fish fry altogether, while others have made up for costs by raising prices anywhere from 50 cents to $2. At Molly Brannigan's, Annie Lewis tells me they haven't had to raise their prices just yet for Friday fish fry, but wouldn't be surprised if supply chain issues made them sell out just a little bit faster this Lenten season.
Reservations are very, very highly recommended. It helps us, it helps the guests. So visit our website or give us a ring.
Elena Jonathan, Erie News Now.
And President Biden has signed a new federal law that ends the use of forced arbitration for sexual harassment cases in the workplace. This sweeping legislation, supported by former Fox News anchor Gretchen Carlson, allows victims to take their employers to court instead. Carlson's advocacy against sexual harassment at Fox News helped spark a rise in the Me Too movement. By signing the law, Biden delivered on a campaign pledge to stop the use of arbitration agreements in sexual harassment cases. His administration is hoping to build on the bipartisan measure to stop forced arbitration in all types of employment disputes. Now, those could include discrimination on the bias of race or sex or age, wage theft, and unfair labor practices. And as the world watches the crisis in Ukraine, congressional members say the Russian invasion demonstrates the need to create and maintain our allies to help keep the U.S. safe. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports.
In our efforts to stop Russia's unlawful invasion of Ukraine, to make sure that Putin does not succeed in this, we could not possibly do it on our own, clearly and obviously. And the stronger our partnerships are in the world, the better able we are to bring pressure against Russia and to support Ukraine in this effort.
A week after Russia invaded Ukraine, the international community has pushed back on Russia's aggression through financial sanctions, resolutions condemning Russia's actions, and providing Ukraine with weapons. And with the Russia-Ukraine conflict at the center, the House Armed Services Committee is looking at how our allies and international partnerships contribute to our national security efforts.
It enhances our diplomatic efforts to promote peace, it strengthens our global presence, and it improves our ability to defend ourselves and our allies. These programs have proven successful in countering terrorism and positioning us to prevail in the great power competition.
The Department of Defense says in order for our security to have a lasting impact, we need to help our allies through ways other than providing training and equipment.
We aim to help partners with not only specific capabilities, but also with institutional integrity and an ability to promote our shared values, notably the promotion and protection of human rights and good governance and legitimacy of the security sector.
As the Russia-Ukraine conflict continues, officials say China is watching how the world reacts, and strengthening our partnerships with countries like Japan and South Korea is critical.
Over the years, commitments like these have created new opportunities for interoperability, new allies to deter aggressive behavior, and new partners to help meet global challenges.
At the Capitol, Rachel Knapp reporting.
Rachel, thank you. Coming up, we introduce you to a new furry friend that's up for adoption in today's Pet of the Week segment. And a little bit later on, a charitable push now underway in Chautauqua County, which aims to do some good by using fitness. But first, when we return, a full look at our weather forecast. Stay with us. WNY News Now will be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Wanted to give you a live look over the Sherman Skycam, and we still do have some snow that is on the ground, but yeah, some of the snow is going to be going away as we go through the weekend. And man, what a cold start this morning. 10 here in town, 6 in Warren, 4 Tityute, also in Clymer, 11 in Fredonia. How about 1 little lonely degree in Randolph? So it was a chilly start, and temperatures have rebounded a little bit since then. 27 is where we're at here in town right now, 24 Randolph, 22 in Warren, 23 in Olean, and 26 in Clymer. Temperatures will budge a little bit warmer than this, but we're not going to be going too far today. Now, the next thing we're keeping an eye on is this warm up coming over the weekend. Take a look at these temperatures. We're up to almost near 50. up to almost near 60 on Sunday. Now, the same thing we had talked about yesterday. I do believe the clouds and the rain will keep us from hitting 60, but we're going to get darn close to it. And then we start to go back down into the 30s as we go into next week. Big, beautiful, high pressure in control of our weather right now. That's going to keep us dry through today. But notice how we're starting to get on the western side. The western side of high pressure is always the weaker side. So we are going to see a few more clouds roll in tomorrow. But today, a gorgeous day. Get out and enjoy the sunshine. It's my pick day, even though it's a little bit chilly. You won't have to contend with a precip. Now, clouds do start to thicken up overnight, and then through the day tomorrow, maybe a quick hitting rain shower tomorrow. It's a small chance, but the better chance of rain is going to come Saturday night going into Sunday. Notice the rain showers continuing here, and it's going to be on again, off again, rain showers through the day on Saturday or on Sunday. This is not going to be a widespread rain event, but there could be some moderate to heavy downpours here. We could be looking at about 3/4 of an inch upwards of 1/4 inches by Monday in terms of rainfall. So again, we'll keep our eyes on this, not expecting a big flooding issue, but we'll obviously watch it. 22 to 29 tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, not quite as cold, but still chilly. Now the next 7 days are on the screen. So 48 tomorrow, again, with those clouds and sunshine. There's the storm system that arrives on Sunday and Monday. Transitions over to a few mixed rain and snow showers. And then, we're going to get close to 40 once again on Wednesday. And just typical March weather, Justin, for next Thursday.
Absolutely. Dakota, hey, spring, it's coming. Thank you, sir. Well, in an effort to help our furry friends find a forever home, we're partnered with the folks at the Chautauqua County Humane Society for our Pet of the Week segment. Joining us live today is Brian Papalea to talk more about this week's featured furry friend. And Brian, in the few moments that I've had to meet him, I can tell he's quite the adventurer.
Yeah. We have Mr. with us, and Mr. is actually exploring the studios right now. He was exploring the green room, and now he's
over with Dakota, it looks
he's
like.
over in my weather office. Come here.
He is a beautiful white cat. I'm glad I sent you a photo of yesterday.
Yes.
And he is about 10 months old, and he is, if you're looking for a cat who actually will be a nice lap cat, you're not seeing it right now because he's in adventure mode. But someone who is a good, if you have a young family, be a great cat to start your. There you go.
There she is.
Hey.
I got her.
But he's just a fun cat. He's got the most beautiful blue eyes.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a he. And actually, when I was leaving the shelter just a little bit ago,
all right.
The question that came up,
Dakota, it's okay.
is that why wasn't he named Sinatra? Because he's got beautiful blue eyes.
I'm so used to my cat, all right?
Yeah. You know what? Maybe Dakota found a forever friend.
Yeah, I don't know. I will say this:
have cats where I live.
Oh,
invest in a lint roller if you're wearing dark clothes, because then something I know that is a kind of a standard question for this is how does she do with other cats and dogs? Or now you got me doing it. He does live in the colony with about 20 other cats right now, and there's no problems there. And then as far as dogs go, that's kind of more dependent on the dog that you have. Proper introductions are always important. It's good to make sure that if you adopt a cat, you have a specific room that cat can call home base, whether it's Mr. or any other cat, for at least 2 weeks, and get used to the other smells, animals, people in the house, all that kind of stuff. So.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things you did touch on a little bit is that introductory time is so important.
It really is.
Because, say, in this environment, right, one of the first things he wants to do is check it out and kind of see what's happening. Like, where are we? And for people who are meeting a cat or an animal for the first time, what are some of the things that you try to talk to them about, Brian, and incorporate that cat into their home?
Well, I think when it comes to any animal, first you have them understand that it is a long commitment. It can be a 15 or 20-year commitment or more. You talk about the cost involved. You talk about, introductions like we were talking about. And make sure that, they know things, some basic things like, some body language, which we give a lot of information out, signs and body language. It's very important with cats and dogs, really any animal or person you might be dealing with.
Right. Right, absolutely. So our friend Mr. here, who is just off camera, I think our crew's trying to get a really good shot of him, but I think he's in like the one dead spot we have. checking out our camera over 3rd Street. But if you want to learn more about him or any of the other animals at the shelter, it's so easy to do. You can check them out online at chqhumane.org. And definitely, if you're looking for a beautiful cat, beautiful blue eyes, as Brian mentioned, and it's super friendly too. Just so integrated already into the environment.
He's the most adventurous animal we've ever had for this segment.
Yeah, I really like it. Like if you could bring more of those. And that's what I think is so awesome about the shelter is the fact you guys have such a variety of animals.
Oh, we do.
In the sense that you have those who are very adventurous, like our friend Mr. here. Dakota, do you see him next? Oh, I do see him.
We do have, actually we have at least one bunny up for adoption right now.
Oh,
too.
really?
So dogs, cats, and a bunny.
Oh, right. So there he is, Mr.
You get to see the behind the scenes of what it looks like in here.
It's not as sexy as all right. Brian, Mr., thank you both very much.
Thank you, Justin.
chqhumane.org, the place to go. Next, we're highlighting a new charitable effort that's now underway that aims to use fitness to do some good.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza. Yes.
Make a plan today.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Finally here today, a local group is aiming to harness the power of fitness to help others in need. Our Julia Gress has more and how you can help.
Bradley Baremore is asking others to be more in life through his group, Be More Fitness.
What BMF is a series of events that we are running here in 2022, and they all raise money for local charities, local organizations, support groups, and such. Each event is going to benefit a different group, and I created this group just to simply be more in the community that has been so great to me.
A physical education teacher and personal trainer, Baremore hopes to use fitness and adventure to get people out of their comfort zone and help out the community.
Our first event was in November of 2021. Just had an idea that I wanted to do an off-road mud run, and it went really well. We had over 120 participants, and it just kind of took off from there. Everybody was asking, hey, when's the next one? When's the next one? So we did a polar plunge in January. It was the coldest day in 5 years.
Over $6,400 was raised for the Joseph Dwyer Veterans Peer-to-Peer Support Group, as well as 400 jackets for those in need. The event attracted over 100 participants.
Years ago, I also run a baseball event every year. It's a charity baseball event, Hits for a Cure down in Gary. And when I first started, I would give the money to a large organization. And once I wrote that check, I would never hear back from them. I had no idea where that money was going. I had no idea what they were using it for.
Baremore then decided to have events to benefit one specific person or small group and has now given back over $10,000 to local causes. At each event, BMF also collects certain goods for those in need, which Baremore explains help raise awareness for those who are less fortunate.
That is the bigger picture. You know, to raise money for a group or an organization, that's great. To collect the canned goods, that's also great. But to raise awareness and get more people thinking about these people that are in need, that's where we want everybody's mindset to be.
The next event, an off-road mud run, will take place March 19th at the Gary Rodeo grounds. Those who wish to pre-register or check out all the upcoming events can do so before Monday, March 7th on the group's Facebook page. Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
Julia, thank you for sharing that. There will be 7 more events, Dakota, following that mud run, each $50 fee to get in. The events will benefit the North County Community Foundation, the Dwyer Program, and a breast cancer survivor, just to name a few. Really incredible. And to think about it, a lot of people probably trying to get back moving come this new year, coming out of all of this. So what an ingenious way. And I know Bronson actually covered that polar plunge, which benefited our friends over at the Dwyer Program. So it's really awesome to see. So thank you to
Gonna get physical.
Yeah,
physical.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to get out to the next polar plunge. That's what
Oh,
get
no.
out in our trousers.
Okay, so you can go into the lake and I'll film you.
All right.
I'll be your photog. How's that?
Have a great day and a wonderful weekend. We'll see you all back here on Monday.